Hey folks, this is going to be a lesson on Statesboro Blues by the Allman Brothers from the Live at the Fillmore East album, Duane Allman on the slide guitar. I'm going to set you up here with how the rhythm goes. So there's the intro, and the first thing to think about is this is tuned to an open E chord. So it's E, and then you got to bring the A up to B, got to bring the D up to E, got to bring the G up to G sharp, and then the B and the E stay the same. So E, B, E, G sharp, B, E. So you got to have that tuning. That's the tuning I'm going to do the rhythm and the slide in. So the first riff is, in this tuning, you're going to be 10th fret on the A to the 8th fret on the D and back, and then the 10th fret on the D string. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And on that fourth one, you're going to go. So that would be 10 to 9 on the G, 10 to 8 on the D, and then you're going to be into this rhythm. So let's look at that first thing one more time. A 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, and 10 to 9, 10 to 8. And then we're going to do this rhythm here. Now in this tuning, we're going to have 10s on the big 2 strings into the 12 on the A string. That's the D chord. We're going to go down to the G chord down here. So 2, 3, and. Twice in the D, and twice on the G. Twice in the D. A, G, D. And at the end, you're going to hit those big 3, 4s, and 5s. 2, 3, and. Okay, so that's how the rhythm goes for Statesboro Blues. Now we're going to get into the slide. All right, so let's get into the slide playing of Duane Allman on this Statesboro Blues from Live at the Fillmore East. So first we had that riff, and he comes in with. Okay, so some main things we need to know about slide if you didn't already. You want to have, you play your notes on the actual, above the actual fret, right above it, and you don't press down like you would to get a note. You don't go in between the frets, you go right on top of the fret. And you want to have these fingers behind the slide touching the strings so they're dampening things and getting you the best tone. On your right hand, you want to have whatever string you're playing. Say I'm playing the 3rd string. I want to have other fingers surrounding the other strings so they're all muted, so it's all very clean. And when I switch strings, I switch which finger I'm playing with primarily, and I have fingers muting all around that. So there's no noise, and you could get heavy with notes, and you can get big vibrato because you have all these things dampened and muted. So that's all very helpful techniques to know about for this kind of slide playing. Duane Allman in this tune is an open E tuning, like I said before. So the first thing we're gonna have, the band hits that, and then you come with. So that's sliding into the G string on the 10th fret. So after I hit that 10th fret, I'm going to do like 4th string into 3rd string. Little slide down. So, and then I'm going to go. So that was like a 10 to 8 on the D down to that 10 on the 5th string. That's our first riff. Then we're going to have. So we're sliding into the 10 of the B string, and then 2 10s on the small string. Sliding to 8, to the 10 on the 2nd again. And then you go. So you go all the way to the 15, all the way to the 13. And you go down the 10 to 8, 10 on the 2nd, back to 10. So we got. And whenever you have time, you want to get some vibrato on these things. So if you had time on that first one, even a little bit of a shake gives you a lot more kind of finesse, makes it sound real cool. So whenever you have time, and you want to be like equal parts on each side of the fret, because your fret is your in tune point. So you don't want to lean too far to either side, because your most in tune point is most right around that fret. So we end with back to that little 10. So da 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 da. Now that one we're gonna lay on the 9 and slowly go to the 10. So after we do that slowly thing, we're going to go into the 10 again. And that's that D string to A string. So once again from the top. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Now we're going to have into the 2nd string 10. So we go into the 10. 10 on the G, and then we're going to slide down that B back to that 10 again. So the same thing twice. And you can hear him get a little grit where he gets a little chord going on that second one. So that's where if you let them ring together a little bit, then we're going to have a. So we're going to go 10, kind of like to the 9, not all the way to the 8. It's more of an effect of a trailing, descending thing than actually hitting a particular note on the way down. So it's all 4 strings. So once again from the top, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. 2nd string. Then we're going to come in with. So we're sliding into that 10 on the 2nd string. We're getting that 10 to 8 on the little string down to 10 over here. So. And then we're going to have. Okay, so we got. And then we go to the 10 on the G string. So. So we had the high thing, 15, 13. Kind of a double 10, 8, 10, 8. And then we're going to go to that 13 there. Maybe a slight slide up at the end of that thing. So then we're going to have this chord. That's where we can go all those kind of like 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. Go 9s into 10s. So let's go back from the top. Here's our new thing. So we go up on the 2nd string. So up, down, down again. So that's a little 8, 9, 8. To the 10 on the D. So this one. So we go into the 2nd string, 3rd. So we go down on the 10 to 8, 10, 10, 8 to 10. Then we're going to go. So that's 10 on the D to 8 on the B and back to the 10. Sliding 8 to 10 there. And then we got. So sliding into 10s. Back into 10, 10. So small strings on both of those. And then G string. So we got that same. 15, 13. And then that downward. Then we go. So 8, 8, 8, 10, 10. 10 on the G. 10 a couple times on the A string. So that kind of ends with a 3rd string, 10, 10 in the 2nd. Then you got. Here's a good one. So we got. So we got these slides on the. And then we go into that 5-chord note at the top there. So we got. Hey folks, this is going to be part 2 of Statesboro Blues by the Allman Brothers from Live at the Fillmore East. This was Blind Willie McTell, I believe, wrote this one. So we're going to talk about first the basic progression. Today we're really going to talk about Dickey Betts' solo instead of the slide parts of Duane Allman this time. So we're going to get into the basic progression and jam a little bit, then we're going to get into Dickey Betts' solo. So that's the D power chord here, 10 and 12 and the 2 big strings, going into the pinky on the A string, the 5th string on the 14th fret. So we got bump, that's our basic little strum pattern there. We're going to go down to the 3rd fret, the G. Then we're going to come back up twice. Back down to G twice. Back up. Now our turnaround is going to be the 5th fret. The A to the G, D, and then 3, 4, 5 with our power chords there. G, G sharp, and A. So let's try that nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. Down to G. Back to D twice. And this is a 12-bar blues. Down to G 2 times. Back to D. Turnaround chords, the A. Down to G. The D. Turnaround. And these chords also have, that's the 1. This is the 4. This is the 1. Do that twice. Go to the 4. Do that twice. Back to the 1. 5. 4 chord. 1 chord. Turn around to the 5. So that's basically what's happening in Statesboro Blues. You could do solos in the D minor. D minor pentatonic kind of scale. Now Dickey Betts is going to be using a lot of the major pentatonics, kind of the happy blues. So Dickey Betts' solo is going to come in with. Okay, so that's the first half of it. Hopefully I won't get dinged for that from a copyright thing. But let's take a look. We got. So we're bending the G string 9th fret with the ring finger to start with. And then we're jumping down to the 7th fret of the little E string there. So we're jumping over that B string. When we come to the B string, we're going to hit a 10th fret with the pinky down here, 2nd string. So we're back to that 9, bending it and then to the 7. So we got, and then we have a new phrase. So it's 7 and 9s, da 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 da, and then a bend again. Okay, so that's a series of the same riff, but he's kind of rhythmically spinning it around itself. So here goes that first part of that solo again. So when you slide up that 7, you can go to the 10 on the 2nd string, 13, part of a D minor scale, to the 10 down here, the D, and then you're going to kind of hit that 12, which is kind of from a major pentatonic. So we got. So it's like bum, 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 bum. So we got all that going on. So we got dun, dun, double. And then at that point, we're going to come up here to the 17th. So we're bending that up. We got the pinky underneath it on the 17th. Kind of a downwards bend there. Come down to this one. And then the little one here, 17th. And then second string. So that was 13, 12, 11, and 10. And then 12 on the G. Back to a couple on that 10. So once again, we got. So let's take a look at that first part of the solo again. Now the second half. So let's take a look at that. So we got. So we're bending that 13 of the second string into the 10 of the first string. And bending it again. So. Quick to the bend down there. So we got a boom, 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 and then we go. So 13, 14, 15. So. Bunch of bends. Da, 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 da. So that's just a. And the second time adds an extra note or so. Bends. Okay, so that's the turnaround. So we got hammer there, half step. 13, 12, 11, 10. We got a 10 here, pull off, 12 to 10 on the G. Hammer into the 11. 12, 12 on the A. So we got. So let's take a look at that Dickey Betts solo one more time. Okay, so let's look at jamming on that. So we got this D. Got that D major pentatonic scale. We got 5, 7 to 9, 7, 9, 7. There's a D again. You could slide this up here, get into the higher positions. As you can see, Dickey Betts was going. So he's in this position up in here. Then he got into like a D minor pentatonic for a second, but kind of went back to that major. And then we got the definitely major pentatonic up in there. That's that BB box. So think about all those things when you're soloing on this. All kind of things you can do on that. Okay, so let's have you guys, you got your D minor pentatonic. You could also start your D major pentatonic up on this 10. Getting those higher notes. Two, three, and. You can be major pentatonic, minor pentatonic. Switch it up. Try to find your note that matches the chord. Like a D note right here. G note. Do phrases that include that note. You'll be sounding like you're playing with that change. You got the A here, G.